Hey beautiful, welcome back to another episode of the Big Fat Talk Show. Today's guest needs not much introduction. She's a media personality and an all-around kick-ass human being. Let's welcome Lynda Nyangweso.
Yay!
Hi.
Hey girl, hey!
How are you? Oh my God, thank you, and you look amazing as well. I love your lipstick.
Thank you! It's a lot of different things. I can't even tell you which one it is.
Yeah. Oh my God, I've been wanting to have you on the show for so long, you know that.
Thank you.
And you need to be on the show more often.
You're doing such an amazing job, and what you're doing is important.
I agree, people like you and a few other like-minded people, we all agree that this is a conversation that we keep needing to have. With a bit of sass and a bit of joking.
Yes! Humor is important.
Let's just dive straight into this, Lynda. Let's talk about that picture that you posted.
Right?
And all the love that it got.
I got so much love. I thought I was just a lady on vacation with her people. Turns out I was a beached whale.
Oh my God.
So that's fun. It made me realize a lot that I should really rethink my swimming costume choices. For instance, never buy one. Just, wear a tent. Yeah. Never go swimming.
Never go swimming, maybe.
If I can find an elephant hide, maybe. Because I am the size of a baby elephant. I was compared.
It's ridiculous. Let's not joke about it. How did it make you feel? I just want to talk about that first. Because everyone who's watching are probably people who've commented on those pictures. Sure. Right? Well, people who liked it, people exactly. Right. They're watching. How did it make you feel first before we give them an earful?
I'll say this, if it had happened maybe 5 years ago, I would have been devastated. Yeah. This time around, it just kind of made me feel like people have a lot of time on their hands. Because yes, it made me feel bad. I mean, if the point was to make someone feel bad, it did. Yeah. I mean, for a while it did. And then I realized, if you have that much time, use that time to do better things. Come up with a cure for cancer or something.
Exactly. We were talking about it. I'm just going to read, remember your caption when you kind of came back about it saying, okay, guys, you got me.
Yeah.
Right?
Damn it, they got me.
Yeah. So, there was a bit of sarcasm in there, but there was pain as well.
It wasn't pain. It was
because that was a picture of your family.
Having a good time.
Your daughter was in that picture.
Minding my own business.
Exactly.
Having a good time.
You were out on a holiday, like many of us need and deserve.
Yeah.
And you were just swimming.
Celebrating my daughter's birthday.
Everyone does in Mombasa.
Exactly. That's what you do in Mombasa. You don't sit there in a muumuu and do nothing, right? So you go out and you swim.
So, how much louder can it be? Can the society's expectation be that they really... No, not just an idea of beauty. That they expect... There's an expectation of fat people.
I think they expect you to be ashamed, first of all.
Exactly.
That's the word that nobody wants to say, but the truth is you're always expected to be ashamed and covered and quiet and in the corner and take up as little space as possible, even though physically you take up more space. You're supposed to kind of cower. And I think it's surprising for people when they realize not everyone is like that. And everyone is okay taking up space.
Exactly.
Because here's the thing, I shouldn't have to apologize for having a good time with my daughter.
Exactly. And the problem with me in a costume is I don't have the problem. Mm-hmm. You have the problem.
Yeah, it's you. If you see it and you have a problem.
The only problem is your problem is sipping into my life.
And now it's reflecting off me.
Exactly.
And now that picture that was completely pure and joyous has become a reflection of someone else's hate and malice.
And you know what really, really hurt me? Because we're Kenyan. Mm-hmm. I've lived here my entire life. I was born here. And I'm just looking and reading in all the platforms that this picture was shared at the amount of hate from everyone. And I kept saying, one or two, keyboard ninjas, fine. Yeah. But everyone was on about how, and giving an opinion about how you shouldn't be wearing that swimming costume.
Exactly.
It was ridiculous because, let's look at it this way. On that same beach, at that same time, there was probably a woman much skinnier, good figure, everything, wearing a two-piece bikini.
Yeah,
that's not a problem. So it's not a morality.
Exactly, it's not because I wasn't naked.
Because you were naked, you were wearing a full-piece costume. But the fact here is it's not a moral issue. So it's not like, oh, Lynda, don't show skin. It's not.
They're not trying to help me become closer to God.
Oh, Lynda, don't show your stomach. That's basically
Lynda,
it.
Don't show yourself. You should hide.
You should hide.
Cower
exactly.
So they want you to wear more clothes and cover up more and, put on a t-shirt over your swimming costume and be that person who, and the truth is, if you're in a beach or a swimming costume, you attract more attention by being self-conscious, The more you're pulling and tugging on things and covering and wearing more, the more attention you attract. I wasn't attracting any attention. That beach was full. So the only attraction I attracted was when I actually shared that joy with my platform. You know, you forget that this is my platform. I can share whatever I want to share, and your opinions on what I should wear or should not do are yours, and if you don't need them, don't bring them here. And secondly, I will say the thing that I did like a lot this time around, I'm saying this time around because this is the second or third time this has happened. This time around, I got a lot more positive than people attacking me. And I could tell that people are now shameful about cyberbullying because nobody wrote shit on my page.
Exactly.
They screenshot it. They had the time to come to my page, screenshot it, and share it on different platforms. Nobody brought any of that hate or malice to my page.
Okay.
So I'm like, hey, if I've set the standard that this is not the place for that, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Because that's the only place I'm going.
That's great.
Yeah.
I love that. So no one brought it to your page?
No.
But there was tons of it going on outside of there. Mm-hmm. Okay, the fact here is that you're sitting in your office or your home and you're actually sharing an opinion that nobody asked about somebody you don't know, not about anything but their body.
Yeah, and it's not of importance. It's not going to change the world.
We were talking the other day, and we were saying, look how much pain there is in the world. Kids dying from cancer, poverty, no water, even here in...
I mean, corruption. Can we talk about corruption instead?
Your taxes are being looted left, right, and center.
I mean,
but you find time and a lot of time to sit and talk about my fat.
About my fat.
Something that exactly.
That if you talk about it, I don't lose a pound, I don't lose a kg every time you say I'm ugly. I don't gain a kg every time you say I'm ugly. Like, it doesn't affect me, it doesn't affect you. You don't get taller by talking about it.
Exactly.
So why are we wasting time on this? If somebody's sharing joy on their page, if you don't like it, don't go there. Because by the time you've taken time to screenshot my page,
and actually
I'm just like, that's a
and
lot of
and the
work.
thing is that I mean, like, somebody's been commenting multiple times throughout the day, so your entire day was just spent around telling a woman you've never met, you don't know, you who owes you nothing, that she shouldn't be posting a picture in a swimsuit.
yes. But not brave enough to tag me. Exactly. Remember that. Yeah. That's how you know the person knows what they're doing is not okay. Because you weren't brave enough to tag me. If you thought what you're doing was helping me, because that's the other thing about fat shaming. A lot of people think they're helping you because this is not how you should be. You're not healthy. You're not okay.
You can't promote obesity.
Yeah, you can't
it's a
promote
disease.
obesity.
It's bad.
Right? Our children are looking up to you. But
because living your life is promoting obesity.
And you know, the worst thing is, then if it's so good of you to give me this advice, tag me. Directly call me out on it and I'll respond to you. But if you're not brave enough to do it, then you know what you're doing isn't okay. Because you wouldn't do it to me if I was sitting right next to you on a bus. You wouldn't say, hey Lynda, walking around like this, happy? I see you laughing. You're promoting obesity. Like, it's ridiculous to me.
I know. Okay, so in your case, they didn't tag you out. In many cases where I've talked about it, I'm told, you know, you're promoting a negative body image. You're promoting death, a quick death. You're promoting heart attacks. Like, you know, you can't say that being big is okay. I mean, I really want to have this discussion. Like, to everyone who's listening, to everyone who's watching the show, the fact remains that, first of all, and this has to be said in capitals, bold and underlined, we owe nobody thinness. We owe nobody the comfort of the notion that we are here to take space, and we don't owe you the change of mindset that you're used to, that women should be wearing t-shirts over their swimsuits.
And not even that, I feel like
not even taking a picture, taking a full picture of yourself,
a full size picture. A lot of the times you crop it.
Recently started taking full crop pictures. You know how it is. We all have the bad days.
Yeah, you do from chest up because that's more flattering.
That's what the society is comfortable with. Yeah. So immediately you start going inches lower and start messing around with those comfort zones, it becomes a problem. It's a fight you're fighting of acceptance within.
Yes.
And then immediately you overcome that and you're like,
everyone else has a problem with it. Because here's what I learned, that you don't owe anyone skinniness or fatness. Yeah. And the other thing is, imagine fat girls know they're fat. Yeah. Telling us again isn't a surprise to us. I haven't been hiding this secret and then you outed me.
It's not like I wear a skinny suit working out.
Exactly.
I know.
And nobody is naive to the fact that sometimes obesity does lead to a lot of diseases. Okay? But sometimes skinny people get cancer too. Yeah. Fat people get cancer too. Fat people get diabetes. At the same time, it's all the same. I keep giving the example of my pregnancy. I'm not saying that if I ever get pregnant again, it's going to go to plan. I was expected to have gestational diabetes. I was expected to have gestational hypertension. I was on high risk from day one. I had scans every time I went in. I had no problem whatsoever. Wow. My friend who's maybe 50 kgs had everything. Yeah. Everything. So the doctor kept saying, you should get her covered because it's better. She keeps getting scans. So I'm just saying that that's not to say that it'll always be that way or everyone is the same. But first of all, fat people are aware of all the struggles. Just like skinny people who are trying to get fat or like a little bigger are aware of the struggles. So you listing them to someone is also you just showing your insecurities to me. Because it's not that I don't know.
You're showing your insecurities to me, but you're also showing your ignorance to me. Because you're sitting there pretending to be a doctor from God knows where. Like I keep saying, you spent all that time judging me and giving me opinions about me because you set an imaginary doctorate in obesity or whatever. The fact remains is 99% of people who fat shame believe to their core that people are fat because they stuff their faces. They just eat all day. They're just eating pizzas and burgers and they're just becoming fat. When you decide that I want to have an opinion on somebody else's life, first of all, shut up and sit down. It's not your problem.
It's not your problem.
But when you still want to cross that border, please don't sound stupid doing it, you know?
Yeah, don't be ignorant. And you know, in the day of Google, you can't be ignorant in public. Yeah. Google it first. And then
Google it first. Talk about why people are obese, how hard it is, when you have hormonal issues.
Exactly.
Lynda, I was born a big baby, right? Too. And we've not known any other size. And how many diets have you been on? How many gym
memberships have we? You know, I was just joking with someone. I'm one of those people who every January I'm gonna like this January. This year is my year. I'm gonna prove everyone wrong, and I join a gym. And then by March, I'm like, oh, you know, just like everyone else. But here's the thing. It's just like everyone else. Yeah. I know much smaller girls and guys who do the same thing. Everyone goes through that cycle.
So, no, but you're fat. You're not allowed to.
Of course not. You're supposed to stick to it and then only have before and after pictures. The rest of us can never have before and still here. You know?
Exactly. No, and the thing that, you know, these ignorant people don't even know is somebody somewhere is obese, has been trying to lose weight, has become bulimic for all you know. Yeah. Doctors don't believe her because she's bulimic, because she's still big. Yeah. How can you be throwing up and you're still big? There's so many mental health issues. And this person who's starving herself now is not only not losing weight, is still putting on weight. And not even because there's such a thing called hormonal issues. And believe it or not, majority of obesity cases are based off hormonal imbalances.
Exactly. It is. It's thyroid issues, it's hormones.
And most of the time there's no cure to it.
And not even that. I feel like every time a person, you know, an obese person maybe has an eating disorder. I have a friend who had an eating disorder for a very long time, and every time she lost weight, that's the only compliment she'd get.
Yeah. Oh my God, you've lost so much weight. Good on you.
It's a compliment. People didn't know that they were firing on her eating disorder. They were making her worse. So let me just first of all state this. Telling somebody you've lost weight or you've gained weight is not a compliment. Neither is it an insult. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it at all. You know, because you don't know what someone is going through. Maybe someone loses weight because they're stressed, because it's the hardest time of their life, and you're there complimenting them. Pretty much saying your unhappiness makes you look good.
Somebody suffering from cancer?
Exactly. And you're telling them that your unhappiness, your unhealthy life makes you look good. What are you saying? What are you saying to a little girl somewhere who's watching, thinking that like, oh, that one time I puked so much, someone told me I look good.
So let me continue puking. That's exactly what it's saying.
You know what I learned? Tell somebody, you look so happy.
Yes.
You look so happy. Whatever the circumstance, you look so happy. That's a good enough compliment. Stop there.
You know, it's just that we keep having these discussions, and it's comical because sometimes, I mean, I'm sure you'll look at those comments and be like, haha, look at this idiot, you know, because it's so ignorant. The ignorance behind it is phenomenal. But when it comes to, you just said something about a young girl sitting somewhere, and that's what this is about. Lynda, if you and I, when we were growing up, had a show like this, or people like us who can actually come out and talk about, we wouldn't have had the dark times. We wouldn't have had the dark times that we had. Exactly. We would have spread our wings much earlier. We would have taken up space much earlier. But the fact that today, but the thing is that even today, as we're sitting here and trying to take up this space and talk about this issue, we still feel like we need to fight out of this this box that everyone's putting us in of fat people.
Yes.
No, you're not. You're a media personality. You have an amazing voice. We all know it on Kiss FM, right? That's who you are.
That's who I am.
You're not fat, Lynda Nyangweso.
I'm not fat with a great voice, and my fat doesn't contribute or take away from my voice.
So I mean, when people listen to you on radio and haven't ever seen you, you know, and then they see you, they're like, oh,
right? I got the one like, oh, I thought you were white first of all, and then now like you don't look like your voice. Yeah. As if they're insulted that I lied to them all these years, Lynda. I'm like,
all these years and you never told us you were fat.
I know. I had a coming out party. As a fat person.
It's ridiculous. So the thing here is, even when I started the Big Fat Talk Show, I didn't want it to be about fat people, because no, we're not going down that road. We are mothers, we're wives, we're sisters, we're executives, we're media personalities, we're doctors, we're nurses, we're pilots.
Journeys, other than just being fat, yeah.
We're struggling with diseases, we're struggling with parenthood, we're struggling with everything.
Learning new skills, yeah.
So this is not another hat that we want to wear, you know, another stereotype that we want to create. However, we're still having this discussion because they're still there.
The stigma is still there.
And that victimization, like we're some, you know, poor sad victim.
Exactly.
I had it when I was growing up where, oh, poor thing, she's probably never going to get married. No one's ever going to fall in love with her.
Oh my gosh, I know. Expect to feel pity for yourself, or else you're not reciprocating the pity I feel for you.
Yeah, why is Najda so successful?
Why is she so happy?
What the hell? Why is she posting
one
stuff?
job to be sad and fat.
No, I'm not depressed.
I know.
No, I'm not sad. I'm actually in a very happy place in my
okay.
life. It's your problem. You're sad,
here's the
and
thing,
I
I
wish
think-
you healing, but you don't put it on
leave
me.
out
Yeah.
of it. Here's the thing.
I think fat is a description. Just like we wouldn't have to have shows about like, oh, you're short. Tell me about your short experience.
exactly.
Tell me about how hard it is to be tall. I hate to curse, but it's a fucking non-issue.
No, it is.
Like, don't add someone, like, if you're going to describe someone as tall, fat, thin, skinny, don't make it feel like because you're fat, you should feel worse about yourself because you're skinny. It should be like, what have you accomplished? Yeah. If you're calling me out because I say things that are ignorant, if you're calling me out because I'm a horrible person, that's different. But if you're hurt by someone's happiness, what does that say about you?
Because, you know, a lot of the comments I saw on your picture that was shared were also directed towards your daughter and your husband. Mm-hmm. Like, they were shocked first that you had a man in your life.
I know, poor guy, right? Yeah. Maskini.
Like, what the hell?
Is. And he's cool. And then I made the mistake of tagging him, so he got a lot of like messages of really hateful things. That's when I wanted to beat people. I was like, come out and meet me outside. My fat ass will sit on you, and then talk to my husband. Like, I was just like, don't talk to my husband. They messaged him because I tagged him. He's my husband. It's my daughter's birthday. I messaged. So that is what got to me. Honestly, that's what got to me in comments that I don't deserve to be a mom. Like, you don't know people's struggles to become mothers. You don't know what people are going through. You have no right to talk about it, you know? Like...
No, but don't you pity the person who told you that is probably a parent. They don't deserve being a parent. At that point, they don't deserve being a parent because your child doesn't deserve that sort of a parent with that sort of hate and negativity.
Or you go to someone's page who's written something so spiteful, and the first thing on their bio, God-fearing. I was just like, which God said do this? Like, I don't get it. I think it's insane that people brought my husband and my child into it. If you're gonna talk about me and say mean things to me, do that. It's my job. You know, at the end of the day, I'm a media personality. I'm in the media. I'm in the limelight. So I do expect that because I signed the contract. I literally signed a contract for it. My husband and my child don't deserve that. They didn't sign a contract. They're just living their lives. So for you to bring them into it, that also shows how small-minded you are.
But you guys watching, like, listen to this. I mean, there's a lady who posted a picture of her on vacation with her family, and her husband got messaged about why he's married to a big woman, and her daughter's mother is being questioned about whether she's a good parent. I mean, she's being told off about her. Like, anyone in their right senses has to see the absurdity in all of this, because this is ridiculous. In any case, everyone's going through a very tough journey in their life. We're all just trying to make it to the next day.
And that's why I think it's annoying that we have to keep saying, oh, poor guys, you know, for someone, like, people who cyberbully are going through a lot. Yeah. And like I was telling you before, that's crap. I'm not here to excuse that.
We can't make excuses. You were saying this. You can't make excuses for bullies. They are not victims. They're not the victims. The people they're bullying, those are the victims. So if you don't want to come out openly to defend a fat girl, or a black girl, or disabled girl, because all these demographics are the ones who get bullied online. All you need to do, sit behind your phone or something and press the report button. Report.
Taking a screenshot and sending it to the person who's being like bullied
is not helping. Exactly. You were saying like taking a screenshot of somebody saying something bad about me and sending it to me is not helping me.
It's not helping anyone.
If we're talking mental health, we know how many suicide cases come off cyberbullying. We know that. It's crazy. So we can't pretend like we don't. So if you bully online or if you don't report, you're directly part of that problem.
Yes, you are.
You're directly responsible for that little girl or boy or adult man or woman who went and harmed themselves because you played a role.
Exactly.
So report, block, make a difference. You don't need to say anything. You just need to report it.
And shame. Tag those people directly and say this is not okay. And I'm not even talking about just for me or just for you because we're here in front of cameras. We're talking about for anything you see. If anyone is talking in a way that they wouldn't talk to this person in real life because they know it's wrong, that's not okay online either.
Exactly.
So please, like, just shame everyone. Report, block. Do you know how quickly you can block people these days? And protect your own joy.
That was a very powerful discussion because of all the truth that's in it. The fact remains is that as you go and troll a girl's picture because of her body size or her skin color or whatever the case is, the fact is that you're pushing that person closer to harming themselves. We've already talked about mental health. We know the statistics about it. You do not be a factor that promotes it. The Holy Quran, chapter 49, verse 11. O you who have believed, let not a people ridicule other people. Perhaps they may be better than them. Perhaps they may be better than them. Have you subscribed to the Big Fat Talk Show? Click this button here so that you don't miss another awesome video. See you next time.